Other customers have nearly 900 different applications across their business, which leads to disconnected data and siloed applications. But today, a new kind of fragmentation is accelerating. AI agents are popping up everywhere. They're being embedded in SaaS platforms, built in-house, and they're even being packaged with popular LLMs. As AI agents everywhere start to multiply, organizations are now facing an unmanageable explosion of disconnected silos. Each agent promises to streamline tasks within its own application, but they're blind to the broader enterprise, unable to orchestrate actions across domains and lacking the guardrails necessary for secure cross-ecosystem collaboration. As more and more agents get built and onboarded, these challenges compound. You lose track of which agents are being deployed and where they are, leading to siloed agents and trapped value. Agents also aren't able to find the tools, the resources, or the other agents that they need to get work done, leading to inconsistent experiences. The lack of control and visibility that you have across all of your agents exposes your organization to security and compliance risks. And limited insight into how your agents are actually operating and making decisions limit process improvements and leave you with inefficient workflows. The proliferation of agents is inevitable, but struggling with these challenges isn't. Now is the time to take control and harness the explosion of agents. And this is why we've launched MuleSoft Agent Fabric. MuleSoft Agent Fabric turns uncontrolled agents into a governed and highly coordinated, intelligent network. It brings all of your agents into a single place so they can easily be discovered. It enables you to execute complex processes that require multiple agents and tools with security and governance at the forefront. And it gives you a holistic view into all of your agent interactions, no matter where that agent was built or where it was hosted. Using MuleSoft Agent Fabric, you'll be able to bring control and governance to your AI strategy, helping you accelerate your journey to becoming an agentic enterprise. MuleSoft Agent Fabric is built on 4 core pillars. First, you can discover your agents. We provide a central registry where every agent, no matter where it's built, is cataloged and made easy to find, reuse, and compose into solutions. Next, you can orchestrate your agents. We give you the ability to connect and coordinate agents across ecosystems so that multi-step processes can run smoothly and agents can work together to deliver the right outcome. Then you can govern your agents. We provide the guardrails to ensure that every single agent interaction is consistent, compliant, and secure, so innovation happens with confidence. And then finally, you can observe your agents. We provide end-to-end visibility into how agents are making decisions and performing, turning that black box of AI into something that's more transparent and more accountable. Together, these capabilities transform disconnected agents into a unified and trusted digital workforce. In today's episode, we're going to be focusing on the Discover pillar. Now, discovering agents is made possible by the agent registry. And realistically, discovery is the first step you should take when starting to build out a coordinated agent ecosystem. Now, using the agent registry, enterprises get a single catalog for every single AI agent or asset, regardless of where it's built. And it could be built in-house, it could be embedded in a SaaS platform, or it could be sourced externally. All of them come together in a single source of truth within the agent registry. Now, this allows developers and even other agents to discover these assets, reuse these assets, really helping accelerate innovation while preventing duplication. This is how we make the agent ecosystem composable, scalable, and easy to manage. Now, to see this in action, I'm going to pass it off to Sravan, who will show us a demo of the agent registry and help bring it to life. Sravan, take it away.
Thank you so much. Hi everyone, this is Sravan Lingam. I'm one of the MuleSoft ambassadors and MuleSoft leader for Edison Group, New Jersey. So far we have seen like how Agent Fabric helped build and orchestrate intelligent agents. The real challenge is, do we even know what agents we already have? Yes. So that's what we are going to discuss today. The pillar is the discovery pillar today. And the problem today is in the most enterprises, you will find agents, MCP servers, and many automation tools which are spread across the different platforms which are built maybe within MuleSoft or in other tech stack like Python or LangChain or third-party SaaS products. The problem is there is no single place to view them all. Because of that, the teams reinvite to existing capabilities, wasting their time and resources. It's the same challenge we once had with the APIs before MuleSoft introduced Anypoint Exchange. So, what is the solution? The solution is the Discover pillar of Agent Fabric solves this by extending Anypoint Exchange into a true enterprise agent registry. Now, we can register and discover all types of agentic assets when they are whether they are like A2A agents or MCP servers or any kind of LLM model. This exchange becomes the single source of truth for every agent across the organization, encouraging to reuse, governance, and foster innovation. So, let's see a short demo on how it works. As I said before, the Discover pillar of Agent Fabric solves this by extending the Anypoint Exchange into a true enterprise agent registry. So let's go into Anypoint Exchange first. So if you go here, Discover and Share, click on that. So here you can see now when we click on Publish New Asset, we now like this option is already there here, asset types, but we can see that there were like new asset types are available here, that is like LLM, MCP servers, and A2A. So you can try it out like agent. For example, if you click on agent, there are like method, like if it is a card or other card, you can choose your ones, and there are some optional configurations that you can select, and what type of platform is it, like whether it is MuleSoft or it is by Agentforce or it's from other tech stack, whatever it is, and you can always click on publish. So this is for agent. Likewise, we have LLM in the platform. You can always choose again, like whether it is OpenAI LLM or any other LLM, and yep, you can always click choose your life cycle state, whether you wanted to keep it like stable or in a development mode. And the other LLM type is MCP server. When you play around with MCP servers, here you can upload your MCP schema and choose your platform. So as I said like before, like even if your agent is built outside of MuleSoft, say a Python service or a LangChain workflow, you can still publish its metadata here so everyone can discover and reuse it. So that's how the Discover pillar brings visibility and reuse to all our agentic assets. With everything registered in the Anypoint Exchange, we eliminate silos and accelerate the reuse and lay the foundation for the next pillars like orchestrate, govern, and observe. So with this, I'll stop the demo, and if you have any questions, feel free to chat in the comment box and we will be happy to answer. As I said before, the Discover pillar of Agent Fabric solves this by extending the Anypoint Exchange into a true enterprise agent registry. So let's go into Anypoint Exchange first. Discover and Share, click on that. So here you can see now when we click on Publish New Asset, we now like this option is already there here, asset types, but we can see that there were like new asset types are available here, that is like LLM, MCP servers, and A2A. So you can try it out like agent. For example, if you click on agent, there are like method, like if it is a card or other card, you can choose your ones, and there are some optional configurations that you can select, and what type of platform is it, like whether it is MuleSoft or it is by Agentforce or it's from other tech stack, whatever it is, and you can always click on publish. So this is for agent. Likewise, we have LLM in the platform. You can always choose again, like whether it is OpenAI LLM or any other LLM, and yep, you can always click choose your life cycle state, whether you wanted to keep it like stable or in a development mode. And the other LLM type is MCP server. When you play around with MCP servers, here you can upload your MCP schema and choose your platform. So as I said like before, like even if your agent is built outside of MuleSoft, say a Python service or a LangChain workflow, you can still publish its metadata here so everyone can discover and reuse it.
Awesome. Thank you so much for tuning in today. We're going to jump into some questions now. So if you have any questions on the Discover pillar or registry, feel free to drop them in the chat and we will jump on them. And Sravan actually couldn't join us today for the Q&A. So he did send us a recording, but we're appreciative of him coming in and doing the demo for us and recording that for us. So yeah, let's check and see if we have any questions. Maybe a common one to just jump into, and you guys, if you know the answer to this, love your input. What kind of assets can you put into the registry? What is it? Is it limited to anything? Is it just for agents, or is there more?
So, as you know, Shravan mentioned, registry is extension of Anypoint Exchange, right? So, the same assets that you can publish to Exchange, they'll continue to be supported, right? So, your APIs, your applications, RAML fragments, any reusable data types, they're still supported. Registry is so Exchange is now going to support new agentic assets, which include your MCP servers, A2A agents, LLM models. So the idea is to bring all these assets together in a single place, and these are the new types that we are supporting.
Very cool. I see one here from Ryan. It's more of a comment than a question, but Ryan's saying he'd love to see how the MCPs or agents are discovered in the agent network within the UI of Anypoint Code Builder. I believe it's very similar to connectors, right? You go into Anypoint Code Builder, you start a project or an agent network project, and then from there, when you start to build out your network, you're going to go and click Add, and then you can actually discover and go into the registry, which the registry is just Exchange. It's Anypoint Exchange. So it's a new category inside Anypoint Exchange called AI Assets. You're going to be able to go in there and see all the different assets that you have, and you can add them into your agent network project. But you guys correct me if I'm wrong. That's my understanding.
Yeah, so there are a couple of, I mean, you're absolutely right. So that's how you would start, right? There are a couple of things we are doing to make it easy to reuse these assets, right? One is, if you don't know, we launched MuleSoft Vibes, which is an AI capability that is in Anypoint Code Builder that lets you use natural language to discover various assets that you have in Exchange. So you can use MuleSoft Vibes to see what assets you have in Exchange, including your MCP servers, LLMs, as well as A2A agent, and bring those in your agent network in your broker definition file. So that is one way to do that. The second is sort of more rudimentary for our hardcore users. When assets get published to Exchange, there is asset identifier and the version, right? So if you know what is the asset identifier and the version, you can obviously plug in. Everything is the semantic version supported. So that is another way to do that. One thing I definitely want to emphasize here is our agent network is a different application structure than a traditional Mule app, right? So it is a YAML-based definition file. There is no drag and drop type experience, so you cannot browse an exchange in Anypoint Code Builder and then drag agent asset in the when you're building your agent network using YAML file. So you have to either use your natural language prompt, taking advantage of MuleSoft Vibe AI capabilities, or go more traditional way and plug in your asset name, asset version, asset identifier, etc.
If you're gonna give it a shot, might as well try Vibes, right? See how Vibes works and see if
It's
works
incredible
for you. Cool. I have another one here. It's an interesting one on how Agent Fabric compares to other solutions on the market. I can give my 2 cents there. With other solutions, I've seen a lot of companies kind of tackle various components of the fabric, whether it be discover or orchestrate or govern or observe, and really kind of see all your agents. But Agent Fabric is the only thing I've seen so far that really brings us all together. And again, I think it's because we were able to do this pretty quickly because we're evolving our platform. The platform has served thousands of customers with APIs and applications and connecting those and managing those and governing those and observing those. The natural evolution for this was to go to agents. And from what I've seen, we're the only solution in the market that really brings all that together into a true enterprise solution for your agents and your agent strategy. But that's kind of my 2 cents. I'll jump into the next question because there's more and more coming in. Is there an example of an agent API available in Exchange to test that I can use in our enterprise? I don't know if we have an example ready. I think that's something that maybe we're looking into, like templates and stuff like that are available to help you get started faster.
Yeah, so we don't have agent API as an example in Exchange today. There are a couple of open source projects that our solution engineers maintain, and I'll share some examples here in the chat in a minute. But we do have some examples of MCP servers that are provided by MuleSoft in Exchange. So you can, browse those and see how they look like. But the underlying philosophy is still the same, right? So how you publish, how you bring these assets together, how you discover, and then eventually reuse. And as I said, I'll share some examples of A2A agents that you can bring in and publish in Exchange in your own organization to see how complete agent network looks like.
Gotcha. Okay, so how does the registry, Anypoint Exchange, interact with other vendors or Salesforce existing registry catalogs? Is there anything that syncs to Salesforce or a different vendor's registry or catalog? I don't think so at this time. I do think we're working on something to sync with Salesforce or Agentforce's registry, so that if you put something inside MuleSoft registry and you have something in Agentforce, it'll automatically populate. I don't know if that's out yet though. You guys?
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. Yeah, so we are working on automating some of these agent aggregation feature, right? So connect your Anypoint arc to your Agentforce, Salesforce organization, and bring in your Agentforce agent in Exchange. Similarly, connect to different hyperscaler platforms and bring those agents together. So right now the process is manual, but it will start getting more and more automated. So the friction that might be there will go away.
Another one here, is Agent Fabric included in the original exchange by default, or does the enterprise need to make a new contract, new pricing? So Agent Fabric as a whole, some components of it require specific licenses outside of your base subscription, but for discovery, for agent registry specifically, that's included with your base subscription. You can use it if you have any subscription with MuleSoft. So you get it by default. Can you share more about how Agent Fabric helps identify hallucination risks before they occur and is capable of identifying when a hallucination does occur? I think this is in reference to a different component, like the observe component or visualizer. I think that's functionality that we're building into it still. It's a future-looking functionality. How do you see this evolving alongside existing API and integration assets as a complementary layer or eventual convergence point? I'll stop there. There's a two-part question, but you guys, any thoughts on how you see this kind of evolving alongside APIs and integration assets?
Sorry, could you repeat the question?
How do you see this evolving, Agent Fabric, I guess, as a whole, evolving alongside existing API and integration assets as a complementary layer or an eventual convergence point? I would just how do you see these evolving together? I actually add my 2 cents in. I think you'll need both. Like it makes sense that you'll eventually have APIs. Those aren't going to go away anytime soon. And we're starting to see agents become more and more of a thing. And this all is going to, at the end of the day, a lot of the things you need to do with your APIs and the things you need to do with your agents are the same. So having a single source of truth for like central IT to manage these, govern these, and see these and consolidate these things makes sense. So I do think it's going to be a convergence point of, from at least MuleSoft's point of view, where all these assets exist together. Maybe there'll be multiple teams working on them, but they do have a single source of truth where they can all go in. And because the things you need to do with these assets are so similar, it makes sense to have them all in the same place.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, right? So first of all, no one knows how this is going to evolve, right? So we don't have a magic crystal here to tell what future looks like, but the way we are seeing it is evolving is agents and your models and MCP servers, they work very well in the non-deterministic space. So if you don't know how to generally, if you don't want to hard code a specific business process, right? Let the model figure out, given these are specific capabilities and skills that you have in your organization, and then large language model comes in, it reasons and figure out how to accomplish that task dynamically. That's an area where you have your agents and MCP servers plugged in, right? So that is one area where we see the space is going. There are still more structured processes, what you call deterministic workflows, that hey, you exactly know that in order to I don't know, maybe complete a specific transaction, you need to add those items in your cart, provide your shipping address, click checkout, provide credit card information, and then submit that, right? So that is not a dynamic process that you need to discover in real time. So it's more a structured process facilitated by APIs. So that is another way, a lot of existing processor work, right? And as Rohan said, where this is going to converge is organizations are going to need to combine these deterministic as well as non-deterministic processes together. So agents and MCP servers are going to nicely complement your existing investments in APIs, right? So your ERP systems are still going to be there. Your HR management systems are still going to be there. They're either going to publish their capabilities either as APIs or agents, and we are going to make it easy for you to orchestrate all of these things together, no matter whether it is technology protocol or whether it is an agentic interaction versus more traditional API interaction.
Awesome. I think there's one last question here. Just second part of this question. But the person is asking is curious how MuleSoft envisions balancing open discovery with enterprise security and compliance requirements as this starts to scale. I think maybe just off the bat with discovery, this is not yet open discovery. It's not, go find every asset that exists. Might be coming soon, but this is just essentially this is if you have assets, you can go register them in a single source of truth. So maybe there's a little nuance there, but it's not letting you go and find every single asset that exists. I do think something like a flex gateway will become very useful in this scenario when we start looking at open discovery and widening the gates into everything that exists in your enterprise. But Yogesh, if you want to add anything onto that.
No, you're spot on. I mean, we have always been an open platform, right? So the value proposition of Agent Fabric is no matter where your agent is built, we are going to support the discovery, management, governance, and visualization of those assets. And you actually answered it very well. I have nothing else to add.
Cool. I'll take the compliment. All right. I think that wraps us up. So for everyone that tuned in, thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you for all the questions. We hope you found this useful. And if you want to learn more about Visualizer and how to observe your agents, join us next week for our final pillar. And yeah, outside of that, have a great rest of your days. Thank you.
Thank you.